Cory, I think you have to get up and you have to say a few words. Colorado's a tremendous state, and they are pushing for it, and they have been pushing for it, one of the biggest beneficiaries of all. And I think that you really deserve to get up and say a few words, because you and Steve and everybody, but you and Steve were very special. Please, Senator Cory Gardner.
Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you, Mr. President. I will never forget that moment 5 months ago when we gathered with so many of the people who are in this room and talked about the importance of this legislation, the fact that this bill would create over 100,000 jobs, the fact that many of those jobs would be in some of the communities that were hardest hit today by the pandemic is a remarkable occasion. But it was 127 years ago, Mr. President, in 1893, that Catherine Lee Bates climbed atop Pikes Peak. And she looked across the plains and mountains of Colorado and wrote the words to America the Beautiful. 127 years later, we passed the Great American Outdoors Act, which will truly protect and provide opportunities for all America to enjoy those wonders of this country that Catherine Lee Bates wrote about then. This bill will create 100,000 jobs, several thousand in my home state of Colorado. It will protect the Forest Service, our Fish and Wildlife Service, our wildlife refuges, our BLM grounds. This will work on our national parks. This will stop Congress from stealing the money that they have for decades and put it back into the national parks for generations to come. To the secretaries who are Secretary Perdue, Secretary Bernhardt, thank you for your leadership in getting this done. To my colleagues in the Senate and the House, thank you for your leadership. We stand on the shoulders of people like Lamar Alexander, Rob Portman, and Don Young, people like Richard Burr. Thanks to Joe Manchin and Mark Warner and Angus King and the work that they did to get this bill here today. This is a remarkable opportunity to celebrate in the midst of acrimony, in the midst of partisanship, in the midst of times when the American people probably look out and wonder if they can get anything done. Congress came together to pass the most significant bill, the Great American Outdoors Act, in over 50 years, with the largest infusion of funding this country has ever seen. Thanks to you, Mr. President, for being willing to sign it. When we walked into the Roosevelt Room and we showed you the pictures of Black Canyon of the Gunnison National Park and we pointed at that painting of Teddy Roosevelt, we knew it was going to be something very special for this country. Thank you for making it happen.
Thank you very much.